using tools that are appropriate, like mind mapping tools. I'd like us to do one more thing on our last dash towards the end of the talk, and I'd like us to see if we can actually use a product that Curtin University in Perth has put together. They've developed some mind mapping software that's up on the web that will work on absolutely any platform, and it's called Group Map. I've given you a link to Group Map. Their URL is here, and I'd like you to see if you can jump on this web address, www.groupmap.com, go to Join a Map, input the code, and once you've done that, I'll tell you what we need to do. It's an easy one. I'd like you to identify what you see as the top attributes of a good teacher. So let's just see how we go. Give you a second. I'm going to give you no guidance. I'll probably walk around and see if anyone's actually on getting there. Looks like folks are getting there, which is good. So to join this one, there'll be a password you have to input. So again, join map, and the code is Sky Zebra. Looks like stuff's happening. So I'm going to shoot over to Joe's machine, where he's the guy who created this. So this is Group Map. This is where you put the code in for those who haven't got to that stage yet. Join the map and click Join, and away we go. So Joe's got the group view up there, and he'll start refreshing the screen to see what folks are doing, and already a couple of folks are starting to put input. Now hopefully you get an idea of how you might use this in any academic discipline to get feedback from the group. So we're already getting some informative, fun, facilitator, intuitive, a couple of informatives. That's good. That's good to see that we're getting repetition. I could make a word cloud out of this as well at the end if I wanted to. Just give you a second. Empathy. Yeah? I'll give you a second. Now the other thing you can do with this technology, so if you're just listening in the background, is you can vote at the end of this. We could vote on your top 2 or 3 ideas as a group. And you've probably done that as an exercise in strat planning and so on, where you'd go up and actually put a dot on the butcher paper. So this is a way of making it a much more effective process. So let's hold it there just to have a look now. Let's regroup and see the kind of things you think. I won't read the darn thing out, but there's a pile of feedback from folks. Good learner, engaging facilitator, informative, good listener, patient, etc. Good feedback. I wonder what effective teaching is all about. So let's keep that in the back of our mind. Let's now hear from the Deputy Vice-Chancellor Academic from Deakin University, Professor Beverly Oliver, in a talk she gave this year on what it takes to have good teaching, and see if there's any commonality.
Here's a synopsis. Excellent student learning is more likely to happen, or most likely to happen, when these things are in place. Number one, you have an iPad. Wrong. When learning outcomes are really, really clear, when the expectations are clear, in any kind of teaching and learning, you've got to know what you're aiming for, correct? Good. When assessment and feedback are lined up with that. So, in fact, if you're meant to be showing that you can do X, here's a novel idea. Let's make the assessment X, or close thereto. Feedback is like fish, best served fresh. So you get it as soon as possible. You'll get all these slides in gory detail later, so don't worry about scribbling anything down. Would anyone like to argue with this? Educators who engage, enthuse and inspire. And learning experiences that are highly interactive and focused on engaging the learner in authentic and work-integrated challenges. In other words, practicing what you hope to end up to be. If you're studying pharmacy, would you like to do a whole pile of tests such as name the bones of the body and any drug you can think of, or would you like to do an assessment which is kind of titled Practice Being a Pharmacist?
So it's interesting, I think, to compare those two, what we think it takes to be a good teacher and what are the attributes of good teaching and good learning.